Hey Tubes, it's a me. Anyway, so I was just thinking, as I'm cruising around, it's a beautiful day, thinking, and I'm trying to make videos about stuff that people aren't talking about because I don't want to sit here and like just repeat others, if if you want to go check someone out who's sitting there and compiling information and giving you the links and all the background and yada yada yada, go check out people like Richie from Boston. If you want to learn about how Satan is in literally everything, check out any of the documentaries from Fight the Good Fight Ministries. Highly recommend. They sold their soul for rock and roll. Highly recommend the 10-hour version too. But anyway, so I'm thinking of things of no one's really talking about, and one of the things is like this whole flat Earth thing. Now it's gotten to the point where I almost have a hard time debating it because there's zero evidence that there's a curvature or spinning or anything. You can't generate thrust or combustion or anything in a vacuum. Like they really painted themselves into a corner with the whole vacuum thing. Even if you were somehow able to escape Earth's orbit, you'd just be bobbing around like a cauliflower waiting for whatever gravitational force to yank you in and pull you in and burn you up or whatever. I don't know. The whole thing's ridiculous. But anyway, here's the thing. So anyone who's into NASA, who thinks NASA isn't lying, and you think, you follow physics, and think because you read something in a dumb magazine or whatever. All right, so this whole Pluto nonsense. All right, I should preface this with I'm bad with particulars. I'm gonna get my numbers wrong. I'm gonna get my dates wrong. I'm gonna get my names wrong. I apologize. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm not good with the particulars. So there's that. So anyway, so Pluto. What is? And by the way, this is everything NASA has said themselves about the whole Pluto probe and all that and yada yada yada. I mean, I used to be into this stuff, man. I used to write into scientific magazines with theories and stuff. I mean, I hate how people like, oh, you're uneducated. It's like, listen, man, I probably, I guarantee I've read everything you've read and more, But anyway, so Pluto, what is 15 light years away or 10, I don't know, 10 light years away, I think they said. Anyway, so we got there in something like 15 years or something. Like I said, my numbers are going to be, close but not right. So anyway, so we somehow shot the probe over there at like, 2/3, 3/4 the speed of light. By the way, with how far away that is, if you're off the tiniest bit in any of your calculations, especially because you're operating in like 3 dimensions and then there's gravitational forces and you're going such a long distance, if you're and you can't control, I don't know how they say that they control anything, but anyways, in their model, it's difficult to control your once basically they say once they're in a direction, that's the direction they're heading in. That's what they say. So anyways, so somehow this thing got there like 2/3, the speed of light, stopped. All right. So it made it to Pluto, stopped, and then started orbiting it. All right. Now, here's where stuff takes a left turn into crazy town, where I've had debates with people, and they're like, well, derp a derp a derp. So anyway, sorry, I got hangnails driving me crazy. I can't wait. Anyway, sorry. OCD if you haven't noticed. Whatever that means, right? So anyways, as I fix my... Oh, gosh. Anyway, so they're orbiting Pluto, and they're sending back. They're communicating with the probe. Now they're saying that it's taking something like 6 months for them to transmit information and get information back. Now, okay, supposedly, once again under their model, nothing travels faster than the speed of light. Now, it would take light 20 years to get to Pluto and back. Let alone that you need a perfect beyond bullseye shot, because once again they shot themselves in the foot. When you get into these astronomical numbers, there's more cogs, there's more gears to fail. There's too much to go wrong. It's too big. You know, this whole chaos extended history stuff that they're trying to sell to make everything make sense, that they need things to take billions of years. How did everything not already collide into it and like annihilate itself in like the 4.5 billion years? Everything's been spinning and falling in absolute chaos. But anyway, so like I said, not conjecture, not me, just saying what I think. They're stating that they're sending back information and it's taking months for them to communicate with the probe. Now, if nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, which would take 20 years to travel to Pluto to and back if it's 10 light years away, and it's out in the Kuiper belt anyways, which is full of like dust and debris and all sorts of loose, like how are they getting clear signals in that mess that is the Kuiper belt, there and back, so far away, and when everything's spinning all over the place? We got like 15. I was watching a thing recently that wasn't even like a flat Earth, NASA's full of it thing, and it was showing all these satellites in space, and it's such a mess. It's like a rotten, honeydew sitting in the sun, covered in gnats. It's just a mess of satellites. Everything's spinning thousands of miles an hour, but the satellites are not banging into each other. But so anyway, look into this. I'm sorry, once again, I can't give you exact anything. You're going to have to look into it yourself, but, check out the Pluto probe and what they're saying about the times and the distances that they're traveling and communicating and all this other stuff, and it does not add up at all. So, for people who think NASA, the NASA art program, they think it's the real deal, and all this fantastical space nonsense. I'm spitting all over the place. Space nonsense is, true. Answer that. It does not add up. I remember when I was first looking into stuff and I saw pictures of, massive plasma ejections from, supermassive black holes. And the distance of the plasma ejections was like twice the length of the circumference of the galaxy. And I thought to myself, well, if nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, how is that, how is that and the plasma dissipates, like we're seeing a temporary phenomena? How did it get that long? quote Trent Reznor. How did it extend to that get to that size and not dissipate without traveling, thousands of times the speed of light for it to get to that size? Basically, I don't know. They just shoot themselves in the foot with their own physics, and they just make up all sorts of crazy nonsense. I mean, Richie from Boston said one of the few things I haven't heard from someone else, which I think is a fantastic point, is the force it would take to hold the ocean down would murder all of us. Like, what's keeping all the water down? What's keeping anything? That the moon doesn't spin. It's held perfectly in place, but we can walk around freely. It blows my mind too, because people will go in airplanes and they'll be fooled by the bubble windows. It's like, oh, you can see. It's like, are you kidding me? it's I don't know. I know a lot of it. People just can't accept it. I've had debates where a lot of people just break down into just screaming and frothing at the mouth and jumping up and down. I had this one guy said trust in science. I thought that was very interesting because he couldn't answer my questions, and he's just he said trust in science, which I thought was very interesting because he used to be trust in God, but science is religion for atheists. If you look at the National Atheists League, or the F they call themselves, it's a it's a whole bunch of sciencey, atomy. If you look at their newsletters, they're always trying to disprove Christ. They're all all these when it comes down to it, all these things are anti-Jesus, which I think is one of the major things that Jesus did, other than obviously dying for us on the cross in our place and giving us salvation, though we do not deserve it. And if you don't believe that, tough. I mean, you have access to a Bible. If you choose not to read it and you choose to believe that you're your own God, and I don't know. Anyway, oh gosh, I forgot what I was talking about. I do that all the time. 1 second. National Atheists people. So anyways, yeah, it's just it's just trying to disprove God and be like, give an excuse for, because if, clearly if people knew what we lived on, that we lived on see this hair coming here? I'm not bald. It's just, not that it matters, but whatever. It's all, if people knew that we lived in a self-contained, personalized system made just for us, people wouldn't be able to deny God. And something someone said recently, once again, don't remember who, I'm very sorry. They won't be able to sell the possible coming alien hoax. I mean, Bill Cooper got murdered for it, so a lot of evidence does look like they are going to do a fake alien thing, because that's really happened throughout history. If you look at all the old gods, they're always the same people over and over again. It's like pro wrestling and politics and everything else. It's like, can you believe how much of a jerk that last guy is? Like, things are gonna be different, and it's the same crap over and over again. Or someone turns heel and someone else saves the day, or Satan trying to recreate him. Okay, here's another personal theory thing. A lot of the mythologies where you have people like Prometheus and stuff, where they're being punished for trying to help us, basically a counterfeit Christ. It's something that is recreated through all the ancient religions. You see it a lot. People try, like, I've been in a debate recently. Someone's like, oh, Horus, he didn't have a father. It's like, yes, he did. Osiris was cut to bits, and his penis, sorry for any Christians, was eaten by fishes, and they made a